2.1, discussion and appropriate action to ratify payment schedule for additional pay for county employees and non-employed Dimmit County volunteer firefighters from December 11th to December 21st for Tier 1 employee starting date. This item's for discussion and action, commissioners, in reviewing the scheduled pay that was dispersed on Friday at the luncheon. We quickly, I think all of us as a majority of commissioners and the judge realized that when we did the vote for the additional pay, the date in which it was intended to start the pay for those employees was a different date than what we realized, if you will, leaving some of our employees or some of your employees without the pay that you believe that they were going to get. So essentially this is just to kind of a formality to order the treasurer to pay the employees that did not get paid the 7 days from December 21st. Any questions?
Is Mr. Ortiz, is this sit in our policy, sir?
All it says in the policy is that we do have additional salaries that are agreed upon every year in Commissioner's Court, because it changes every year.
But there's no like date, or like just to say if you miss it by 1 day, or how do you figure that 1 day previous to employment, or?
He said
Well,
he went by he went by our commissioner's court. That's what he went by.
Oh, so we did it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Last Commissioner's Court, it was said as of December 11th, so that's the
Okay.
day I went off of.
So they started December 11th, they were qualified.
No, he went 7 days back.
Why not?
Because 7 days employed as of the 11th.
Okay. So obviously, the way I was looking at it, my vote was basically to promote that anybody that was at this point, or at that point, working for the county would be entitled to at least the minimum, which for whatever it is, since they were employed by the county, I figured it'd only be fair for them to receive something. That was the whole point behind it. But like I said, I'm only one vote. I would still like for any individual that was at that point employed to receive at least the minimum. That was just mine.
So that's why the action today would be from 7 days from December 21st.
So the 14th,
Correct.
not the 11th, the 14th.
Okay.
That they've started working since the 14th.
14th.
Correct.
No, I just want to make sure I understand the motion today. So if they started the 14th and they didn't get it on the luncheon,
They'll get it today. It'll be done today. Any other questions?
Mr. Pereira,
You have a question for Mr. Pereira?
Hmm?
You have a question for Mr.
Yeah.
Pereira?
what's the status if we do change the dates? I don't want it to look like we're changing them because I shouldn't use the word bonus, but would it be something to that effect?
Well,
Not necessarily. I mean, you have tiers. I talked to him about it last Friday, and that's why we have tiers. The bonus is if you give everybody.
It's not a bonus.
I know, that's what I'm saying. A bonus would be if you give everybody. We cannot give bonuses. As a
Right.
county, we cannot.
Right.
So that's why we break it off into tiers. So if somebody hasn't been working here for more than 7 days from the 21st, they can't get it.
Right.
Okay. Can I mention something? Okay. When we talked about this, I mentioned that this has to be tied. That this has to be tied to actual credits from payroll. That is something similar to what it is with the longevity pay. And at the end of the day, if you haven't, it's just like longevity. If you haven't been here a year, you don't get it, and that's the cutoff. So there are a lot of people that don't get it because that's the way it works. And otherwise, it's an illegal payment. The same thing starting to happen here. There should have been, and that was one of the things I had mentioned, that we needed to break it up into different categories. I guess I missed that there wasn't the 6-month deal, that there wasn't a 3-month, and basically it was just 2 categories. If you've been here 7 days, there is nothing that is being credited as far as employment purposes. So it's not becoming an additional pay, it's becoming a bonus. When people get it, regardless of when they've come in or what have you, there is going to be a cutoff. And you can't be giving it to somebody who hasn't been here that long. The way we did it this year, it kind of tends itself to be called a bonus.
So are you saying that we change it?
Well, you're just adding to it, is what I'm saying.
He was saying we should have never done the tier 1 to begin with. He wanted it to be 6 months.
Or more,
Or more.
because and then tie something in. And I think I've got the solution for next year.
But we talked about it on Friday, what we're gonna have to do next year, because we can't go back and take away the money from the
Yeah.
employees that we already gave it to.
So
Exactly.
you're saying we can take away the money that we give?
We already paid them commission.
Right, but I
Mr. Pereira is saying when we voted for the 3 months, the 0 to 3 months or 6 months and to a year, he didn't realize at that time what we were doing. So he didn't voice his opinion, if you will, at that time.
We were talking about it when we started, but then when we finished, it ended up being different.
So you're saying next year, if we do it, that it should be a year?
No, what I'm saying is it's got to be tied to a credit on however long you've been here, or
Well,
something.
that's what I'm saying.
Salary, yes, on.
You're saying that longevity don't count till you're a year here, right?
Right. But there's other ways of getting it to where you get credit for the hours that you've been here. Okay?
Less than a year.
Yeah, less than a year.
Well, see, that's where I get confused. You're saying one thing, now you're saying that the days.
You're confused, Teresa, because in reality, longevity and what we're just talking about is 2 different things.
Well, I understand that, but I'm making the comparison that at longevity, there's a
You
cutoff,
are making a comparison.
and you don't get it.
Right, it's just that.
It's just like here.
It's hard to make that a comparison because longevity comes from one bracket and the money for this comes from a different one, correct?
Correct, but both of them are tied to, they should be tied to
Performance dates.
performance dates,
I got you. I got you.
is what it is.
So if we do approve it, will we be in trouble?
We already approved the other one.
No,
Commissioner.
but.
You're already in trouble, no.
We're not.
No, we're not
No,
in
I'm
trouble.
joking. No, I'm joking.
We're not in
I'm joking.
trouble.
Don't say that.
No, I'm joking.
No, we're
But
not in trouble.
I think,
He's just saying for next year, for us to do it in a different pay scale, not the way we did it this year. Next year, he believes we should do 6 months to a year and more.
Well, I thought that's the way we have.
No, in the past, y'all did it 0 to 3 months, 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to a year. That's how y'all had it before.
we didn't do that this year. We didn't do that this year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought we had already done that, but yet this year we didn't do it.
Not like that. Not tied to actual salary, to actual work.
I mean,
time worked.
it is tied to time worked, it's just not the time worked that you want or that you believe is the right way. I mean, because there's 2 different tiers. To me, bonus is if you give to everybody, correct? Regardless of how much they've worked. I think, this, it's 2 different tiers. It's just that you want a different kind of tier schedule.
Well, something that ties into the hour, the time that you've been here.
I think the one you're talking about where we didn't put anything on there is the one for the COVID,
No.
right?
No, I'm talking about this one.
No, I know, but this one, you're talking about this one right now. But before, there was a breakdown,
In last year's additional pay, yes.
okay?
For more breakdowns.
So the
That's
person,
more. So today, this can be ratified and we approve it this year, and then next year is what he's saying for us to have different dates, instead of saying 7 to 6 months and 6 months to a year, he wants it to be,
Okay.
no, my
That makes
question,
sense, so,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
my question is this in the right way where we won't get back and get in trouble for this? If we do this,
We're not gonna.
We're not gonna get in
We're
trouble.
not gonna get in trouble, it's just,
We're not gonna get in trouble.
it's just the appearance.
Because if somebody, I don't know if there was anybody hired after the 14th, but then they can come back and say, well, he went back and fixed it for
Yeah,
them, why can't he go back and fix it?
that's what I'm saying, so.
That can happen, that can.
Okay.
Mr. Ortiz, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it in my
He's just saying that we approve this, if there's anybody that started working after December 14th, they might wanna say, well, why didn't you give me,
Right.
and change it to 7 days, unless we just, as it says on the agenda, the 21st, whoever was working on the 21st.
Judge, I believe that we should, my recommendation would be leave it as is for this year and not ratify it, even though some of the employees were explaining of the situation. I feel that we might have something coming back at us, and like you said.
Are there
like
any
you said-
employees that were hired after the 14th?
I can't say I'm 100% sure.
Is there any way you can find out for us?
I can, but it would take me like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, just to, okay.
I would rather check,
She just
just,
wants to find out who.
yeah, because if there wasn't, then,
But only from 14th to Christmas or 14th until now?
no.
To Christmas.
So when we, to the
22nd, right?
21st,
Or the,
21st,
to the Friday.
yeah,
Up until the election.
Yeah,
yes,
so it's like 5 days. or
yeah,
6
5
days,
days.
They should have it.
Okay, I can find it.
But probably
So-
just walking across the
Yeah.
street back. And if you take the shortcut,
From the 14th to the 21st, was there anybody that was hired?
I'll check.
can you go through here?
'Cause the reason I'm asking, because like the sheriff department, they hire them, so
Right.
that's,
Yeah,
that's
that's what
where
I'm
I'm
saying, so it should
concerned
be-
about.
Yeah,
You
if
should
you can
check
just
that
check if there was anybody hired from the 14th to the 21st.
Can you go through here?
Yes, Oscar, you
Oscar.
can.
Go through. It's shorter.
The other thing, Judge, is I thought we had approved all the firemen. It
What do
says
you-
here from some of the,
What do you mean?
We already got taken care
it
of.
says non-employee Dimmit County volunteer fires.
Yes, the Dimmit County
Those got
firefighters.
taken care of.
Huh?
Those got taken care of.
Yes, the Dimmit County,
But it's in the agenda. Okay,
No, because she put the same thing.
we put the same thing, they got already, but
Right.
we just, to ratify what we put for the other agenda, but they already got,
Yeah.
and the only reason
I
why,
just wanted to, because I saw it there, I said.
Well, another thing that I do want to mention, why we put Dimmit County volunteer firefighters, and I talked to you about this, Commissioner Alonso,
yes.
is because we had some very angry individuals come to our office because last year, the previous judge had promised some of the firefighters from the city of Asherton this additional pay. And the way Mr. Pereda told me, the way that the policy is, it meant Dimmit County firefighters, as in the ones over in Commissioner Carmona's office. And they're saying that because it's Dimmit County, Asherton falls within Dimmit County, they needed to be paid too. So this Dimmit County firefighters on here is to ratify, we have to ratify it too, because the last one, we didn't put Dimmit County volunteer firefighters, it just puts non-employee volunteer firefighters. That would be everybody. And my understanding from what I was advised by our auditor, by Commissioner Alonso, was that this is just for the fire department that's here in Dimmit County in Carrizo Springs, that he's the chief under, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why it
Yes,
needs,
ma'am.
that's why this needs to be ratified as well.
Well, Mr. Perez and Oscar getting there, can we go in executive session?
Yes, we can.
It's not on here? Yeah, it is.
The time is 9:21, Mr. Garcia, we're gonna go into executive session. It's 9:41, Mr. Garcia, we're back from executive session. No action. 2.1, I'll entertain a motion to ratify the payment schedule for additional pay for county employees and non-employee Dimmit County volunteer firefighters from December 11, 2023 to December 21st, 2023 for Tier 1 employees. Starting date,
So move.
motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Urenda. Any other discussion?
Discussion, Judge.
Yes, sir.
So, the motion is, as it's read on the agenda item, do you want me to include what was over 7 days from December 21?
I believe Commissioner Urenda, your motion is from December 21st back.
Anybody who started from the 21st back.
7 days back, or just back?
Whenever, yeah, as long.
Not 7 days, just
They-
December 21st back, they qualify.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I have a claim docket 3.1. Mr. No claim docket? No action. Any other, there's no other matters. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Is there a second by Commissioner Urenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. This meeting has ended at 9:43.